Mayor, are you gonna take a picture with these ladies tonight?
I did.
I hope so. You don't look like you said you better take a lady with you. Remind you that, 'cause that's what you want to do.
You say that because you got to say hello to her. You want to cover your tracks.
Are we doing
5 minutes. That's
2?
so it's not going to be much. God bless you. Yeah, this is fun. That's fun.
I got to change. Well, that was just that one.
Here I go. Ready?
Yeah. I'm not.
Please remind me to turn off, mute all cell phones and electronic devices. Call this meeting to order. Good evening and welcome to the City of Oxford's Commissioners Board meeting. It is 7 p.m. Tuesday, May 13, 2025. As we proceed with a roll call, Commissioner Bellis,
Present.
Commissioner Lumpkins,
Present.
Commissioner Brooks,
Present.
Commissioner McCray,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem,
Present.
Commissioner Bridges, Commissioner Toby,
Present.
City Manager,
Present.
City Attorney.
Present.
I would like to ask Reverend Jenny Wilson to lead us in prayer, followed by a pledge of allegiance by Commissioner Curtis McCray.
Good evening. Let us pray. New each day are your mercies, O God, and all day long you are working for good in the world. We gather tonight, O Lord, to do good and faithful work. May your blessing be upon us. We thank you for this place we call home, for all who seek to live and work and thrive here. We ask that in your mercy you would deepen our commitment to seek understanding, to listen well to one another, and to continue our work together for the good of all. Give us peace, O God, in our work and joy in our relationships, so that our compassion and respect for one another may continue to grow. And help us to be thankful, O Lord, thankful for who we are, for what we have, and for the good that is yet to be. For truly we desire, loving God, to join you in working for good in the world. In your holy and gracious name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend Wilson.
I would ask if everyone would stand and face the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
At this time, we will consider adjustments to and approval of tonight's agenda. Are there any adjustments?
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
you have before you a budget amendment regarding some infrastructure projects that we weren't anticipating to start this year. These are prior approved projects. They're now just ready to take place. So we just need to adjust the budget to accommodate that simply in the county procedure. So if we just add that to the consent agenda. Get that.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. To provide the highest standards of behavior and transparency in governance, the Board of Commissioners approved the Code of Ethics, establish guidelines for ethical standards for board members and to provide guidance in determining appropriate conduct. Among those board members shall avoid impropriety in exercising their official duties and conduct the affairs of the board openly and publicly. If any board member knows of a conflict of interest or the appearance of a conflict of interest, please state so at this time. Let the record know, no conflict of interest at this time. We will move in our first phase. This is a delegation. We have National Police Week. Proclamation presented to Chief Ford by Commissioner Curtis McCray.
Chief Ford, you come forward. City of Austin, North Carolina, National Police Week 2025. Whereas the City of Austin is recognizing the week of May 11th and May 17th as National Police Week. Whereas this week is set aside to honor the service and sacrifice of those law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty while protecting our communities and safeguarding our homes. There are more than 800,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the 24 dedicated members of the Oxford Police Department. Whereas since the first recorded death in 1786, currently more than 24,000 law enforcement officers in the United States have made the ultimate sacrifice and been killed in the line of duty. And whereas the names of these dedicated public service are engraved on the walls of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C. And whereas May 15th is designated as National Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of the fallen officers and their families, and U.S. flag should be flown at half-staff. And whereas 165 new names of fallen officers are being added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial this spring, and whereas there have been 405 K-9 deaths in the line of duty between the years 2000 and 2023, and 27 K-9 deaths in 2024. And now, therefore, I, the General Nurse, Mayor of the City of Oxford, along with the Oxford Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim that the City of Oxford will observe May 11th through May 17th, 2025 as National Police Week, and we publicly salute the service and law enforcement officers in our community and communities across the nation. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of Oxford, North Carolina, to be affixed this, the 13th day of May, 2025. Signed, the General Nurse, Mayor. And if I would, Chief, I would like to take this time again just to thank you and the dedicated officers of the City of Oxford for the tremendous job you guys do every single day. I'll often tell you, and I've had several conversations, that law enforcement is not cut out for everybody. It takes a select few to be able to do that. It takes even a fewer members to be able to lead that group. So I'm going to take this time to thank you for your leadership. Thank you for the conversations that you and I have had and will have in the effort to make not only our police department the best can be, but our citizens overall. Make sure they're living in a safe environment and just feel comfortable. So again, I salute you and I thank you for the tremendous job that you do every single day. And please let your officers know that while it goes sometimes unnoticed, and sometimes unsaid, they are greatly appreciated for everything you do. Thank you so much.
Item 2.2, 80th anniversary of Oxford Emerson Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta, Sorority Inc., presented by myself. I'm not sure who's going to receive this, but I would like to see Mrs. Elaine Brooks up here. He was wasting my day every time I talk to her. Always an honor to see a leader in the community here with us.
Am I supposed to say something? I'm speechless.
Again?
I'll speak after you.
Okay.
You come
Thank
first.
City of Oxford, North Carolina, proclamation honoring the Oxford Emerson Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority on its 80th anniversary. Whereas the Oxford Emerson Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was originally established under the Greek letter name Gamma Beta Sigma on May 10, 1945, by 8 visionary women in the Oxford and Anderson area, with the town of Oxford serving as chapter nucleus. That's recorded. Commissioner McCrae is a member of this sorority. No, 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 no. He's the cute. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. Whereas these 8 chapter members best to be celebrated, Era G. Littlejohn, Dorothy Joyner Robertson, and Dolia Oakley Eaton, Mabel J. Bryant, and Elaine McGee Brooks, Leanna Vaughn, and Julia James Yancey laid a foundation of sisterhood service and social action, with Ms. Redden serving as the first president from 1945 to 1949. And whereas during the 1958 National Convention, the chapter name was formally changed to the Oxford Anderson Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, to reflect his commitment to the region while maintaining Oxford as the center of his founding and legacy. Whereas for 80 years, the chapter has upheld the vision of Delta Sigma Theta 22 founders by committing to public service to the sorority's 5-point pragmatic trust, educational development, physical and mental health, economic development, political awareness and involvement, and international awareness and involvement. And whereas one of the earliest and most impactful initiatives of the chapter was the leadership in launching a library project in Franklin County in 1945, identified one of the neediest areas of the state, which culminated in dedication of the Delta Sigma Theta Public Library in Lewisburg on April 11, 1949, inspiring a legacy of community empowerment and literacy. And whereas the Oxford Anderson Alumni Chapter has proudly hosted state meetings and continues to welcome members from across North Carolina, while remaining active in Granville, Vance, Warren, and Franklin counties, as well as Clarksville, Virginia. And whereas today the chapter is led by its 33rd president and continues to flourish under the guidance of a dedicated executive committee and board, all while being inspired by the enduring presence of Mrs. Elaine McGee Brooks, the chapter 100-year-old chapter member who remains actively involved in its mission and events. And whereas the Oxford Anderson Alumni Chapter continues to serve as a beacon of strength, purpose, and unity, upholding the sorority oath of sisterhood and commitment to transformative services for the betterment of our communities. Now, therefore, I, Guillermo Nurse, Mayor of the City of Oxford, North Carolina, on behalf of the Board of Commissioners and the citizens of Oxford, who hereby recognize and congratulate the Oxford Anderson Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Incorporated, on the occasion of the 80th anniversary, and extend our deepest gratitude for 8 decades of unwavering service, leadership, and sisterhood. In witness, therefore, I have Aaron set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Oxford to be fixed this day, 10th day of May 2025. The award was given on the 10th of May today. sorry, sir. No, you're good. Yes, not. Yeah, no, right.
You spoke so much as a member of the D9 family. Hey, listen, hey, that's it. I was saying as a member
And
of.
he doesn't understand that when you get old, you can't.
But yes, ma'am, as a fellow member of the D9 family, I greatly appreciate what your sorority does. The Deltas, of course, you know, the Deltas and Omegas, we have a bond. We'll just leave it at that. We have a bond, and we greatly appreciate everything that you stand for and everything that you do. We bid you Godspeed and know that you're continuing in our prayers, and it is so wonderful to stand beside you. I'm honored actually to stand beside you. Just for your, for the tenure and for all that you've done, you know, for the sorority and just in general. So thank you all so much. And again, know that you are in each and every one of our prayers. Yes, ma'am. Well-deserved award.
You have something to say? Say something? Do I have something to say? What am I supposed to say? This is very exciting. I don't know what to say. Yes, I've been around a long time, and I'm glad and happy that I was able to do anything. And yes, I love being a Delta, and I tell everybody that I'm a Delta. And I'm very pleased to be here, and I don't know what to say. I didn't plan any speech. All I can say is thank you. And I'm kind of nervous too, believe it or not. That's unusual. But thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And look out there, they're gonna get our photo.
Oh, you want to break the camera?
Thank you. Thank you.
Again, sorry, Commissioner McCray, I know you were along the D line, so I'm sorry. Commissioner Brooks set me up in that one. I got to blame it on someone.
Some of my best friends accused you not gonna get a jump on you. That was all you wanted.
Next up, we have the Culture Fest folks would like to do a presentation to us on the event they had this weekend.
Thank you so much, Mayor Nurse and Commissioners. My name is Ajulo Ozgo. I'm a local attorney and I'm the treasurer for the John Chavis Historical Society. And the John Chavis Historical Society is proud to host Culture Fest every year. It just continues to get better and better. For you all's information, John Chavis was a son of Granville County, actually born in 1763, and enlisted as a teenager to join the Revolutionary Army. So he fought for the very independence of this country. And we are so proud of that legacy. As the John Chavis Historical Society, our mission is to preserve history and to celebrate culture and art. And so we present to you Culture Fest.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you for having us this evening. And I'm going to see if I can work this. Oh, just forward, Cindy, I guess. Okay. So Saturday, how many were out at Culture Fest Saturday? Okay. Yeah. Curtis was really there Saturday. You're going to see why in a minute. So Ajulo kindly brought me on a couple years ago, well, last year, to work with Culture Fest. It's getting a little bit bigger, and so we wanted to continue to grow. And this is just kind of a little look at where we started. So 7 years ago, Ajulo's mother, I don't know if you even knew I had this picture, She's the founder of John Chavis Historical Society. And the Oxford I misspelled it. I'll own that. Multicultural Festival had a vision of cultures coming together to celebrate, learn, and appreciate each other. Past festivals were held at various locations, the NC Central Children's Home, Granville County Expo Center, and then the Little John parking lot in downtown Oxford. And the event soon became known as Culture Fest. And these are some actual pictures from them. Last year, we had the chance to grow and move on to Main Street. And grow we did. These are your stats. Scott, is that rolling? Can you just stop it so I can control it? Thank you. I don't want to go past this. So our stats for last year, in previous festivals, we'd had between 600, 700 people in the Little John parking lot. Last year, we moved to Main Street. We featured 9 different acts with over 90 performers. We had 39 paid vendors. We had 5 free downtown retailers, 10 food trucks, 12 volunteers, and 3,500 attendees. And that was pretty spectacular considering what we had done in the past. Okay, there we go. This year, we had the chance to grow again. I don't know if you recognize anybody familiar, but we added 2 dynamic hosts this year. Commissioner McCray was very kind and very gracious in hosting with the vivacious Olivia Nunez from Kayla Bueno Radio. And they did a bang-up job for anybody that was there. They kept us on track, kept the banter flowing, and it was just a wonderful time having them there. We took over a whole new street, not just Main Street. We also added Williamsboro Street. This was our vendor directory that was on display Saturday for everybody to be able to find their favorite vendor, their favorite food. You can see we had a kids zone and we had the sheriff's office and the EMS down on the end. We had 14 performing groups this year. So this is just a taste. If you were there on Saturday, just a little taste of what you got. We had the Halawasa Pony Nation come, and look at the crowd. Everybody just enjoyed getting up and participating and being a part of this. So they got the crowd involved. And then we had the Hawaiian Tahitian dancers, and they did a fabulous job. This is another one of their performances where they got the children up on stage. So everybody got to participate that wanted to. These are our Indian dancers from Gurukrupa School of Dance in Cary. They come to us every year, and these costumes are absolutely gorgeous. The dancers just are beautiful. And then there's the Chinese Dragon Dance. This is my favorite one. We brought them out last year. We have to have them back every single year as part of the Triangle Chinese Dance Club. And here's some of the other Chinese dancers, and they're having people come up and they're teaching them the scarf dance and giving them scarves to kind of wave around and teaching them some of the Chinese traditional dances. The costuming alone was just spectacular. And then we had our little West Oxford children, and Mayor Pro Tem, I know this is close to your heart. This is your school. These kids came on after our opening ceremony, and they just killed it. They were absolutely adorable. Carlos, I believe your son was in there. We had a couple of the commissioner's kids in there. And then we had dancers from Colombia. Oh, and there's my Colombian daughter-in-law in the background. So she enjoyed that as well. It was like being home to her. And that was nice to be able to bring that. We had the Cane Creek Cloggers, which brought some of Appalachia to us. And here we are with West Oxford again. Look at these kids. They're just adorable. And they just really did such a bang-up job. And their teacher, Mr. Diaz, is in this picture, who helped them get all of this together. I think we had 3 different grades that performed. There were 3 different sets. And people came from all over. These are just some of them. We had story time this year, which was a great addition. and the kids could listen to a professional storyteller who was multicultural and bilingual. And so he could speak to them in different languages and share a lot of his experiences as he's traveled around the world. And then we also had Smart Start here. And that was one of the pictures there. And then there's crafts with Miss Ann, who every year she puts this together, and it's just incredible how much. Look at this little girl on the left. She is just excited. I just love her face. And then we had vendors of all kinds. We had local vendors. There's Stonebrook Farm. There's Betty from Sweet Magnolias who's selling our merch. Thank you for that. We had face painting for the kids, and then we had some of the best food that I've had in a long time at a festival. So it was really enjoyable. And we had a lot of sweet vendors too. We did desserts this year. So we had a whole sweets and treats lane for those with a sweet tooth. So these are our 2025 stats. 14 acts, over 150 performers. That is you, Seth. I thought that was you there. So I didn't realize that when I did the pictures. We had 49 paid vendors, 10 nonprofits, and 4 free downtown retailers, 24 food trucks and tents, and 39 volunteers with our estimated, oh, Quan, you're in there too. There you are. Everybody was there. Over 4,400 people. Somebody just told me they feel like that's a low estimate, but I like to be on the cautious side of things. But came out to our city of Oxford. And I had done a live that morning at like 6:45 while we were setting up. And later in the day, I had a lady come to me because I had on a bright green shirt. And she said, I saw your live. I live in High Point, and I hit the road and came to Culture Fest. So, I mean, people just, once they find out about us, we had a lot of help from Granville Tourism this year in promoting. So we're in all the festival groups, getting a lot of attention. And so that, in a nutshell, is Culture Fest.
Wow.
Oh, were there any questions?
So we hope that, like us, you see the value of Culture Fest to the city of Oxford. And we are here specifically to make a request of the city to support Culture Fest financially for this 2025 and also going forward. Thank you. We formally made that request in writing previously.
And are there any questions from anybody while we're up here on how we make this happen?
Commissioner McCree?
Thank you, Ed.
Well, not more so of a question, just a comment, and a personal thank you, for you all for organizing it, putting everything together. As you saw, I mean, the number of volunteers that we had, some of them are here today.
Mm-hmm. That, blue shirts.
Yeah, it is. It was phenomenal. Thank you for the opportunity to host. But again, what I envisioned, what I saw there was, again, it's just a snapshot of just the representation of Oxford. Mm-hmm. And we have we are extremely multicultural, and that's a wonderful thing. And I think we learn from each other, and I think we will continue to do so. And with events such as this, it just continues to put Oxford on the map in a very positive way. So your efforts, again, I applaud you. I thank you, and I bid you Godspeed, and hope that next year it gets even bigger, and the year after that even bigger than that. But again, just thank you so much, and for the volunteers and everyone that took part in actually making it a success, and success it was. Thank you again for all that you do, and that you will continue again just to make this program just continue to grow bigger and better. So thank you so much again.
And I failed in doing something. If you are a volunteer that was working or has worked with us, would you please stand and be recognized?
Yeah, we greatly
all of our volunteers. There you go. Yeah.
I just want to applaud John for all the great work that y'all done over the years. I want to say 2 years ago, Masonic Lodge was trying to get in there to sell fish, and we passed the due date. And you literally put us, y'all was still in the parking lot, you literally put us in the middle of the lane. And that's where we started our history with y'all. But Culture Fest is a melting pot. I love on how it unifies people from different backgrounds. And I'm a big advocate for helping groups try to get some kind of funding or anything towards festivals and different positive events that you have in the community. So I'm definitely gonna be considering their requests.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Julo,
Yes.
your ancestors are very proud that you're carrying forward the history. Thank you.
I'm honored. Thank you.
This is a representation of the city we're building, a diverse, all-inclusive city where we want everyone to come and be part of our events. And thank you to Drew and Cantiana for hosting this event and all your volunteers. Thank you. As we move on now, the next section of our program is public comment. We have two members of sign up, Mr. Jason Duncan, 1217 Enon Road, Oxford. Power up, grab all status.
Good evening, y'all. Just before we start, dude, I just want to ask from last month, I know we went to 5 minutes. Is that still the same criteria?
Yes, sir.
Just wanted to make sure. All right.
We will correct that.
All right. So good evening, and thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to speak. My name is Jason Duncan, and I'm a member and part of the Organizing Fellowship of Down Home, North Carolina. I want to take this time to update you on the status of the Power Up Grab All campaign. Unfortunately, the Thriving Communities Grant has been discontinued to no fault of our own. Under our current government, this seems like it's going to be a thing that continues to happen. Even with that at the surface, there's still an issue at hand behind the Grab All community not having a park. As I stated last month, the Parks and Recreation Master Plan was set forth in 2006. In that plan, it was said that there would be a park within 5 miles of every established community here in Oxford. I was 21 years old then. I just turned 42 weeks ago. So 19 years have passed, and we're still nowhere close to getting this done. Now I know we were looking forward to securing this grant, as that, along with a match from the City Commission, was going to be the way for us to procure the funding needed to complete the project. This isn't the first nor the last time that this would happen, as far as losing funding. With that being said, we still can't overlook the need for this community to have access to recreation, and a park would be the best way to fill that void. The constituents of Grab All need that, but most importantly, the citizens of Oxford need to know that initiatives set not by us, but by our City Commission will be taken seriously and seen through to completion. If we the people don't follow through with certain things, there's ramifications for that. This has to be the same way for the people that we elect and trust to be in the positions that you all hold. So I ask you all, where do we go from here? Under the current legislation, how do we all plan to move forward? Will it be another 19 years before they see this thing come to total fruition? Will I be able to put my potential grandkids on the swing in all those areas we said would have a park in the near future? Will you all put the time and effort into even discussing this issue? What it all boils down to, or what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it in this budget cycle? Just want to thank you for your time and attention, and feel free to reach out to me to discuss this matter even further. My number is 252-915-1375. My email address is jason@downhomenc.org. If anyone in the crowd would like to know more about Down Home, please feel free to contact me. And if you want to sign our petition for the Power Up Grab All campaign, please contact me as well. Thank you all for your time again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Duncan. Next up on the list is Mrs. Karen McGee, 107 Warren Avenue, Oxford.
Good evening, Commissioners, City Clerk, City Attorney, and City Manager. I had hoped to actually have a handout for you this evening, but what I'm coming up about is talking about first-time homebuyers for Oxford citizens. I'm a part of a nonprofit, Granville County Fuller Center for Housing, and at our formerly Granville County Habitat for Humanity, which is what more people may know us as, we had our monthly meeting and we were talking about how we can help first-time home buyers, and we've transitioned to this new name and whatnot. And we're putting together a proposal about what we thought we could do. But to make sure all I's are dotted, T's are crossed, we passed it by our attorney and by our accountant. And they gave us some things to consider and to ponder. So just wanted to come in before you tonight to let you know you will be hearing from us about how we can partner with the city, with builders, financial institutions to help with first-time home buyers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That concludes our public comment section. Now we move to public hearings. Citizens may only speak on public hearing items at this time. Citizens wishing to address the board shall register their name and their address with the clerk prior to the meeting. Please review the citizen comment guidelines that the city clerk provides. City business.
I didn't register. Will I be able to speak?
Yes, come on up, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, and all of others who are here. My name is Philip Harris. And I stay in the state, excuse me, I stay in the Salem Township. My concern is that the development that's going on out in the Salem town, out in Salem, on Salem Road, it's understanding going to be very big development. And we are in the 1 mile jurisdiction of the cities out there. I'm in a community that's an old homestead community. And in homestead communities, basically, the people who have lived there for years are proud of the community. My concern now is that development has happened in this community, Oxford Park, and now we're developing the community that's being worked on the loop, going out towards well, it's on the right if you're coming out towards Rice Funeral Home on the loop. And I stay right down the road on Salem Road at Horner Siding Road. Now you're doing a lot of work that's going to benefit those people who are coming into that community. And my resident is a victim of years of neglect when it comes to, and this can't be blamed on the city, comes to sewage. We got water years ago. But my concern is that we would like to have sewage because you have it at Oxford Park and the new development gonna take it all the way down to Tabbs Creek. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, so we'll pocket in. We'll pocket in right at Oxford Park and the new development coming, going towards the school on the right-hand side, across the road from us. Technically, we're going to be pocketed in without having sewage extended to us. Now, I think since you were doing this development, will be only fair thing to do, although we're not in the city limits, but I feel like it'll come once you extend the city limits. We're there. So I think economically it'll benefit us as well as the city to be incorporated in that planning of putting sewage in. Now, when people who have sewage in my section suffer from soil perks. And years ago, when they had sewage put in, I don't think there was, I'm not saying that was negligent on the county's part or whoever, it was just that sewage perks were not as intensely held to the requirements of the health as well as the economic for the people who live there in that area. So I'm asking this board, take into consideration the fairness of, I'm not accusing you now, the fairness of extending us with sewage. So to me, it's only right, because we're right there with it. We're pocketed in. It's around us, and we don't have sewage. So I'm asking you if you take your plans under consideration, and that we might be included in that. Thank you for your time, and be very available for any questions or whatever that might be offered about this. Please, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I'd like to speak at public hearings. I've been coming to public hearings for a long time, and I've never done it, so I had to sign up for one. Am I incorrect?
Mr. Thomas, go ahead, sir.
I'm assuming there may be some other people that may want to talk about the budget also. With the recent turnover of department heads, the people who crafted the 25-26 budget won't be the person who administers same. I think that the board should consider postponing any major new projects or studies and focus on the city's basic functions. I would also recommend, as part of the back to the basics, the board fund an assistant city manager position. Currently, the manager directs and supervises more people than most department heads. Finally, with the city's loss of the $10 million grant for the Carr Lake Regional Water Treatment Plant expansion, the board should strongly consider using fund balance if necessary to retain its 20% ownership of the plant. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Did we lose $10 million? I thought $10 million was in the bank.
Am I wrong?
Still in the process of managing all that.
Okay. When somebody says the city lost $10 million, I want to clarify that. May.
Good. I got a question. So we went out of public comment, right?
We're going in public hearing.
Now we're in the public hearing?
Yes, sir.
We got to go into.
We gave the opportunity to members that wanted to speak, and they did not sign up for public comment, so we're going into public hearing.
Okay. I was just confused because he said we had to sign up. I don't think we had to sign
Well, the
up.
gentleman, Mr. Phillips, did not sign up.
Right.
Apparently, this is his first time up here, and he did not have an idea, so just.
No, that's fine. Yeah. I was confused. I wanted to know where we were.
We're in public hearing now, right?
Enter in public hearing this time. To the business, consider adopting demolition ordinance for F510 Hicksman Road, owned by Kenyatta and Jeremy Allen.
Mr. Mayor, since there was a little bit of confusion here, I think it might be in the best interest of commissioners just to make sure anybody that wanted to speak on the budget does that.
Okay. Yes. Is there anyone else who would like to speak on the budget? Public hearing is closed at this time. City business. 5-1, consider adopting demolition ordinance of 510 Hicksman Road owned by Kenyatta and Jeremy Allen. The structure is in poor condition with a value of $9,947. The land value is $15,500. The structure has been vacant for 11 years and beyond repair. Hearing was held with the owner on December 6, 2024. Finding of fact was issued on January 9, 2025. Staff recommends adopting the demolition ordinance 510 Hicksman Road. Consider calling for public hearing to be held for the June 10th meeting.
Let's make a motion.
We haven't got the list. Let's motion on 5-1.
Let's go motion of 5-1 for demolition of the
Motion.
Hicksman Road. You have a second?
Second that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Pat.
Item 5.2, consider calling for a public hearing to be held for the June 10th meeting for rezoning request from Carolyn Noblin for 413 Noblin Road to rezone 55 acres from Industrial Park District to residential agriculture located in Noblin Road. Rezoning request consists of 55 plus acres located on Noblin Road. Call for a public hearing.
Motion.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 5.3, considering contracting with Stephen F. Austin for administration training and project oversight for CDBG revitalization grant 22C-4129. Contract amount will not exceed $12,000 to be paid as specified in the contract. The purpose of admin training is for the purpose of administering future CDBG grants in-house. Staff recommends approval of the admin training and project oversight for the grant. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 5.4. Consider contracting with Todd Hefner for rehabilitation specialist service for the CDBG grant 224129 rehab specialist needed for all CDBG revitalization grants. Todd has been providing this service for the past 2 revitalization grants and will be beneficial to continue on with his service. Staff recommends approval of the rehab specialist proposal as outlined. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 5.15, consider approving a request for the Oxford Loop subdivision change of ingress-egress map of modification of outer loop and Highway 96 subdivisions. Staff recommends approving the request for change of egress for the Oxford Loop subdivision. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Need a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Consider calling for a public hearing to receive citizen input on the use of city property on Williamsboro Street, date to be determined. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Give a second.
Second then.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 5.7, consider approving a contract with Granville County School District for a school resource officer, SRO. Contract will be attached when the final agenda is published. is attached. The staff is recommending approving. Do I have a motion?
Mr.
Do I have a
Mayor,
second?
I would like to make a motion to taper the SRO until the budget approval.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Wait. We gotta rescind the first motion. It was the first motion.
Amend the motion.
Amend the motion. Do I have a second? Do I have?
Question. Why?
I would like to see the modifications that need to be done to the budget, and which the adjustments was just added earlier in the meeting before, stuff is approved.
The SRO?
What he's asking is that he would like to do it concurrently as when the budget's approved.
Concurrently.
Concurrently.
All right, that's the word I was looking for. Okay. That's the word I was looking for.
So we're going to amend the motion. We're amending the motion. Is there a second on that? Or is there a motion to amend?
Second.
A second.
So we're withdrawing
Wait a
the
minute.
first motion.
Right.
He's adding a substitute motion, right?
There's that in the substitute. Yes. Mr. Velez, substitute motion is to
taper the SRO, voting on the SRO position until the budget is approved next month.
do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I have a quick question. As far as timeline goes with the Granville County Public Schools, what's the timeline that they absolutely have to have a decision by? Do we know?
Well, obviously, they would like it as soon as possible. Right now, there's currently not one, or the county, I think, provides one there, so they would certainly like to transition that out as soon as possible. So, not to be funny, but probably yesterday, but if you want to make sure that you've got the funds in place when you approve the budget in June, then that's certainly a perfect thing to do as well.
And also with the contract, if we have any concerns with it, what's the best way just to bring that up? Just email you. Okay.
So, Brian, you said that, they were probably wanted yesterday, so with this delay to June, would that be a huge hindrance or something that we can still work with that to make happen?
Well, I think if your intention is still to try to do that, I think we can kind of continue to plan. If you just want to make sure that the budget affords that, then we can kind of give them a little bit of, indication of what we're intending to do.
Along with that give our chief time to work with this, and there's some changes and some items is required to incorporate an SRO, and that will give the police chief the opportunity to present what she needs and get it approved so we can move on. Right, chief? Okay. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 5.8, consider adopting resolution opposing SB 688 and HB 765. Staff recommends adopting the resolution. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Motion.
Vote.
Oh, okay.
All
in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We are adopting the resolution opposing SB 688 and HB 765, which puts us in line with maybe 95 or 95 to 100% of all the municipalities in the state. Consent agenda. Consent items will be adopted with a single motion, a second, and a vote unless a request for removal from the consent agenda. Consent agenda heard from the council member. Approved April 7th and 15 board meetings. and approve the budget amendment that was mentioned earlier. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Motion carries.
All in favor?
All in favor, so I'm carrying it myself. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. At this time, do we want to make sure everyone make a closing session before we go in? Or we're going to go straight to it? Okay. At this time, before we move into closed session, I'd like to allow all the members to give a short, brief comment, please, if you have any.
I'd like to tell everyone thank you for coming out. To the Deltas specifically, thank y'all for everything that y'all do in the community. Myself as a frater, the same as Curtis and whoever else, John, Great Britain, he's a member of a fraternity. But we know what goes on. You know, people just see us when we doing, you know, out in the community doing our stuff. People don't see the hard work that goes behind fraternities and sororities when you fundraising and trying to raise money and trying to do great programs for the youth and, you know, tutoring, mentorship, and everything else that goes behind it. So I'd like to say thank you to your sisters for coming out, and congratulations on 80 years of having your chapter here, because I know it goes long beyond that. And so I just want to tell y'all thank you. And thank you to all the staff members that have been putting in a lot of hours and everything. Thank you to the Culture Festival. Like I said earlier, I mean, you guys are doing a great service. A lot of kids in this community is seeing a merging of cultures that they didn't see before. And I think it's a great and beautiful thing. Thank you.
Commissioner Lumpkins.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate, you know, how impressed I was with this year's Culture Fest. I took my daughter and son out there. It was a lot to do for the kids, so thank you to the planners for that, because it kept them entertained as well. Well, you know, and the performances were fantastic. My daughter got on the stage with the hula dancers, and so that made for some really good pictures to send to the family. And but no, it's just a great. I mean, you see all kinds of, you know, races, cultures, genders. I mean, it's just great to see everybody get together in downtown Oxford to celebrate each other. And I look forward to the coming years of Culture Fest. And you know, I think it's really special. And if you didn't come, you missed out, but you can always come again next year. So I really appreciate it, everybody. Thank you.
Commissioner Brooks. Thank you, Commissioner Lumpkins.
I too would like to commend our city and especially the planners of Culture Fest. It could easily be called People Fest. It's great from growing up here to see an immersion in culture, but not just one culture, in all cultures, and a respect for all of the cultures. People watched, they didn't get up when their group was done. They watched everybody, and that was great. I didn't plan on getting kicked in the hand by the Karate Man, but somebody caught that on a picture. But thanks to the mayor, I was voluntold to go up there. Next time, Commissioner Tovey, you can take my place. You can take my place. But it's great having a sense of pride, great pride, being from this town. And we're really putting it on and watching it grow, moving from Little John to now it's, you know, it's taking over the city. And I hope it grows to more streets. I hope it gets bigger and bigger every year. So thank you again to everybody that put that on. It's not easy putting on events and things always go wrong. But if anything went wrong that day, I couldn't tell. You all did a great job. So I commend you, I salute you. To the sisters of DST, I salute you. 80 years, is a good long time, and to be in service for 80 years, that tells that you have constantly added members who sustain your legacy. So I salute you, and I pray that you all continue in your strength and continue in the great work that you do in the community. Thank you.
Commissioner McCray.
Yes, sir. Not the massacre, the dead horse, but Culture Fest. Thank you all, Kathy Ann, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. It was phenomenal. Thank you for the hard work that was put into it. Thank you for all the behind the scenes and everybody that chipped in to make it a success again, like it was a success. So again, thank you. I loved it because again, it's just a representation of the world. I mean, you can see it right here in Oxford. So it's a beautiful thing. So again, I would pray that that's something that we continue to do. To my D9 family members, thank you for the service. Phenomenal. Words can't express that enough. Again, know that you're definitely in our prayers, and that you may continue to provide the service and set the examples that you all set. And for everyone that came on tonight, as always, thank you so much. We would ask that just to continue to come. This is what a democracy. This is what how running a city. This is how it should be done. All voices are important. All voices should be involved. So again, just know that whenever you walk through those doors, that whatever you have to say, I mean, it's whether it's an agreement or not, because of course we're not going to agree on everything, but it is taken seriously. It is taken into consideration again. But if you don't come to make your voice heard, you'll never know. So again, just continue to do just that, and just know that it is our intent to make Oxford the best city it can be. And I think we are very much determined to make sure that happens. So again, thank you for coming out and just sharing your time with you, sacrificing your time and being here. It's greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Commissioner McCray. I go down the other extreme. City Attorney, do you would like to say something to that?
Yes,
City Manager?
What the Commissioner said about Culture Fest, I can't say any better.
And I know Commissioner Toby will have something.
I won't say anything, you know that. Everybody knows me. First of all, the sorority sisters. I'm sorry that Mr. McCray, Commissioner, couldn't join you. Yeah. But maybe we can arrange it, I don't know.
Yeah.
So thank you for everything you've done in the past. Thank you for everything you've done in the future. Culture Fest, yes, I remember when it first came to Little John Street. And it was a success then. But now it rivals the Hot Sauce Contest, the Hot Sauce Festival, and it's going to get bigger and better. And did anybody see the signpost that points in different directions? Who made that? I did.
Oh, no, what you're speaking
The
about
big
is
one.
that was at the library.
The big one that's at the library. Yeah,
Yes,
I made that for Culture Fest. And,
Yes.
actually cost me a torn ligament when I made it. But
What else?
yeah, but the idea behind it and Kathy Anna's one is to let people know where all these people have come from around the world and how far they've come. And it's how far Oxford has come in the past few years. And let's just carry on that movement and go forward from there. Thank you to everybody that took part in it.
Thank you, Commissioner Toby. Commissioner Bridges.
Yeah, my absolute favorite niece is a Delta in the Washington, D.C. area. And 2 months ago, she blessed me with a great niece. But I noticed the commitment she has with her sorority and all of the great things they do in the D.C., Virginia, Maryland area. And, I'm just amazed at the excitement she feels and at every project they get involved in. And of course, I have other relatives who are in other sororities, and she loves bantering with them about which one is the best. But I also thank you for the great work you do, and I didn't know it was 80 years. And I would say this about Cultural Fest. Jula has always just been, one of my favorite people, and she and her family have had such a great impact on this community, have done so much for this community. And it's just great to see people come out and support cultural fests. I would say this, Washington DC probably could learn a lot if they would see what happens here in Oxford. Because our national government makes me sick sometimes. And it's great that we as a community have decided we're going to be different than what our leadership there think about people being proud of their culture, being proud of who they are. You know, every segment were, you know, just, you could tell they appreciated who they were.
That's right.
And isn't it great that we can look at other folk that are different and still appreciate who they are? And Washington, D.C. ought to learn something from that. Thank you.
Amen. Say it again. Thank you, Commissioner Bridges. Mayor Pro Tem.
Good. Ajula, I'm going to take them back with family history. Your family has always had a history of providing for others. Your grandfather provided for us at Soul Kitchen when we didn't have anywhere else to play ball. And it combined with Central Children Home, and now you've brought it downtown. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. It was, as we said in the Army, outbox trot standing. Got you. To the sisters, thank you for your dignity, your grace, and your poise in everything you do. Thank you.
Gotcha.
I got you.
Couple announcements I have. I sent out an email to the board. There's an event Sunday, the Penn Avenue Baptist Church at 3 p.m. I think some of us attended last year. It was well put together. The children choir, they performed very well. And Pastor Sandy Smith and his wife Vanessa is inviting all of us. And if you have grandchildren and kids you want to take down there, they will get them up there and get them in tune with them and participate. This is the Mayor Pro Tem's church, so it's a wonderful place. It's always good when you get there. This announcement is about my school, because some of the board members have their own school, but I have my school, and I can't compete with them because there's more of them here. The Cradle Elementary School, which we're honored to have Principal Brenda Williams here of the elementary school. She's inviting us all to a ceremony on Thursday, May 20th at 6 p.m. Feel free to share this invitation with our community leader, 6 p.m. please, Thursday. The students in 3rd and 5th grade begin their end of grade assessment on Wednesday through Friday this week. If you're able to drop by early in the morning by 7:40 a.m. to wish them well, you're welcome to do so. I'm sure they'll all appreciate it. I'm going to call a couple of my commissioner friends and see if they're not doing that in that time in the morning, see if they're coming with me. So those are announcements I have in school, and everybody's talked about Culture Fest, but I found something very fitting for the occasion. I didn't know it was going to fit in, but I found it when I was up in Williamsburg, Virginia, in Colonial District. And this is where I took it. I took a photo of it, and this was read. If you collect 100 black ants and 100 fire ants and put them in a glass jar, nothing will happen. But if you take the jar, shake it violently, and leave it on the table, the ants will start killing each other. Red believes that black is enemy, while black believes that red is enemy, when the real enemy is the person who shook the jar. Okay? The same is true in society. Men versus women, black versus white, Russian versus Ukrainian, Republican versus Democrat, vax versus unvax, mask versus unmasked, faith versus science, gay versus straight, young versus old, etc. before we fight each other, we must ask ourselves, who's shaking each other?
Well said.
And I thought it was so important, I took a copy of that in Williamsburg, Virginia. And with that, I think we,
Make a motion to
well, thank you all for attending. We've been making a motion to adjourn to closed session. Motion, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourn to closed session. Thank you.
I've heard that before.